You guys remember those little Tiger electronic handheld games back in the day? Anyone remember that shit? They were like made with the same graphics as like digital watches and shit. They were all terrible. Like the Game Boy. Pfft, no. This makes the Game Boy look like a fucking PS5, okay? I'm not talking about the fucking Game Boy here. I'm talking about motherfucking little disposable one-off games you could buy at like Kmart and shit. And it's like, oh, it's Street Fighter. And it looks, here, I'll fucking just show you. Get ready for the most fucking primitive goddamn experience in fucking gaming technology you've ever seen if you've never fucking seen one of these before. Check this shit right the fuck out. Oh, yeah, that's what it looks like. I mean, this person has digitized it, but this is essentially what you're dealing with. Wow, right? We used to fucking play that shit. And we knew it sucked, by the way. This never was impressive. But for some reason, we all played this shit. Like, everybody had some of these. Game Boy existed. Game Gear fucking existed. There was a bunch of little portable gaming systems that existed at this time, but for some fucking reason, we still bought these goddamn things for like $20 a pop. I don't know why. I have no fucking clue. But anyway, at some point, I think Tiger Electronics actually put out their own gaming system. And it has the worst fucking name ever. It's the Game.com or the Game.com. It's written as Game.com. Even though it's not a website, it's a thing. Here's an advertisement for it I want to show you guys. Hey, if you like this clip, you might like the full stream, which I do every Sunday, more or less, over on the Pessimist Productions Patreon, link down below. Thank you kindly.
Tough guy. Good help here.
I don't know if they decided like we need a fucking dwarf to sell this shit.
Hello?
Because it's a handheld system, so they decided.
I was surprised for all the slackers, but nothing better to do than play games and surf the net all day. Game call! Lay those bloodshot eyes on these babies! It speaks! That's wrong. Begs to be touched! Wires you to the internet! And it plays more games than you idiots have brain cells! Any questions? Doesn't play! Idiot! Next question! How about compatibility? Question! How much does it cost? Let's get 'em!
GameCom, the ultimate portable gaming system.
But the reason I'm showing you that is because I wanted to, I came across some ports that were made for this fucking thing, and I just couldn't believe my fucking eyes. Okay, so let's look at the actual games I'm about to show you. There's two games that were ported to this thing that I just can't fucking, I can't fathom. The first one they tried to port to this little tiny black and white handheld gaming console is Resident Evil 2. Now, if you've ever played Resident Evil 2, you probably know that you can't port it to some little black and white, very limited fucking memory piece of shit. So here's the opening to Resident Evil 2 here. Not the opening cutscene, but like how the game starts. So now this person's like a top-notch player. They just zigzag around all those fucking zombies and shit. But back in the day, that was a fucking freaky way to start the fucking game out. Because the first Resident Evil game, you know, it starts, you're just in the mansion, and you're like, oh shit, let's go exploring. And then like, oh, it lets the atmosphere get you and stuff. This one's just like, oh shit, you're in shit. There's zombies everywhere, run. It's a crazy fucking way to start a game. It was very fucking memorable, you know? And the fucking graphics were cutting edge at the fucking time. They look great for fucking, you know, 98 or whatever the fuck. Obviously, graphics have improved since then. But that was a fucking crazy way to start a fucking game. Just being thrown right in the, especially with survival horror where you kind of expect a little build and shit. So anyway, how the fuck do you possibly port that to this little piece of shit system? Well, I want to show you guys this, okay? And if I'm assuming most of you have not seen this, I've seen some videos around YouTube cover this. So some of you probably have, but this is, I saw this for the first time tonight, and my mind was blown that anybody would even fucking make the attempt at this fucking thing. Man, you guys think the sound effects he chose are fucking annoying enough? I mean, the frame rate is non-existence. The perspective is fucked beyond fucking belief. The characters look terrible. Every time he fucking takes a step, it sounds like someone's dribbling a fucking basketball in a fucking gymnasium. I have more to say. There's one more thing I want you guys to see before I fucking stop torturing you with this. And you know, at this point, I'll kill this volume a little bit because I don't feel like I need to torture you with the sound effects anymore. Why is there no music, by the way? It was claimed that this system had 4 different audio channels, but like, why are there just like this stark empty with boom 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 boom? I just want you guys to see what the liquor looks like. When you guys see the liquor, man, I don't even want to put a description of it in your mind, but I want you to start imagining how bad it looks because it's going to blow your expectations out of the water when you actually see what the fuck they've done. Look how, oh, this is so here. Look at that. What is that? Does that make sense? You can't possibly tell the story, by the way. There's no telling the Resident Evil story with this. So really, it's just like watered down beyond belief. There's no like dialogue or character interactions or anything like that, as far as I know. Oh my god, dude. What in the actual dude? It looks like a fucking gimp. It looks like a goddamn gimp. Why is it caked up? Why does it look so weird? Why does it crawl on by? You ever play fucking Resident Evil 2? Those things come at you aggressively. That's kind of the point of them. The mother literally just crawls on by like, I don't give a what you do. Hey, Leon, man. What's up? I'm just crawling. Don't mind me none. You meant liquor. I was waiting for liquor. Yeah, well, you know, you should have figured it out by the Resident Evil context, but whatever, you know. Maybe you're just an alcoholic and you're just like, ooh, someone say liquor? Give me that. I saw this tonight and I thought to myself, like, that's gotta be the worst port I've ever seen in my life. There's no way there's one worse. But I was wrong. Because then I found out, and I don't think this one was ever released, to be fair. So you can at least maybe make the excuse of like, well, it was never finished. I don't believe it was released, but I have not done some kind of deep dive of research. But there is a port to the same piece of system, the GameCom, that is even more just like you look at it and you're like, oh no, what have you fucking done? I want to show you. It's not the very first gameplay of the game, but it's the first gameplay of the game where you play as fucking Alucard. Castlevania Symphony of the Night. Check this out. All right, now I don't know how many of you guys got your nostalgia balls tickled by that, but for me, that's fucking fire right there. But you know what's not fucking fire? What the fuck is this fucking music? Why is it 2 frames a minute? Why? Why any of this? What have you done? How dare you call this Castlevania Symphony of the Goddamn Night? Not only does it have symphony right in the fucking title, but the fucking soundtrack. I'm not even like a music gaming fucking nerd at all right? I'm not some motherfucker that'll just sit around listen to fucking music off a goddamn video game. That's a little bit too fucking nerdy for me. But in the case of Castlevania Symphony of the fucking Night, I will do it. Because that fucking soundtrack, if to illustrate how fucking good that soundtrack is, I would literally have to throw this chair that I'm sitting in through that fucking wall. And I'd do it if I had the fucking budget to do that. I would fucking get up and I'd throw this chair right the fuck through that wall. Because that's how fucking epic that soundtrack is, okay? And to replace that fucking one of the most bad motherfucking ass soundtracks in gaming history with do 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 do. How is that fucking remotely atmospheric at all? At all! Yeah, system. I'm pretty sure it was really short-lived. But man, not short-lived enough. It never fucking should have existed in the goddamn first place.